Well, welcome again to another Around the Lake. And today I have Paul Kreins. He's with New Victory Lanes. And Paul, I had an opportunity to have you as a guest on my Town Talk show just a few weeks ago. And you were sharing a little bit about what New Victory Lanes is. But for somebody who's unfamiliar with that entertainment facility, explain what you are and where you do it.
Okay. Well, Victory Lanes is I guess the best way to describe it is a family entertainment center. Uh, we, but we do so much more than what you would think typically about a bowling center or even a family entertainment center, uh, because of all the things we do with the restaurant and the lounge and the live entertainment, the tap room and all that. So of course we've got bowling, we've got 40 lanes. We are we are the host of many professional bowling tournaments, including we hosted the 2019 U.S. Open. We have a huge tournament coming up in 2027 that I do want to share before we get off, because it's
Mhm.
going to be unbelievable. I mean, you won't believe it, uh, but to tell you more about the center, we just added miniature golf. We have an 18-hole outdoor miniature golf course. It's beautiful. It's fun. We have a large arcade with redemption. We have a billiard room, for pool. So those are kind of the typical things that you would expect. In addition to that, we have a restaurant called the Wobbly Butt Taproom and Eatery. It's a very large venue. It seats 150, 200 people easily. And in there we do a lot of things, including live entertainment. On Saturday nights we have live bands. Friday nights we have shag dancing. Uh, Monday night, third Monday of the month, we have the Lake Norman Big Band. It's 20-piece orchestra playing all kinds of big band type music, but a lot of contemporary stuff. Dinner and music. It's pretty amazing. We have live comedy. Was weekly, now we're monthly, with third Wednesday of the month.
Mhm.
We have live stand-up comedy where we partner with the Comedy Zone, so we have some amazing talent and amazing comedians. So those are all kind of things that you would not expect to see in a bowling facility. Uh, so some of the comedians have come to describe us as the entertainment mecca of Iredell County. So
It
uh,
truly is an entertainment facility. It's not just one thing there anymore.
yeah, and I think the thing that we have difficulty with from a marketing standpoint is really communicating
Hmm.
how different we are, getting that message out there, because until you actually see it, and I live this every single day. My office is near the front doors, near the front entrance, and I hear people come in, and they're obviously here for the first time, and it's just the wows and the oh my God, and oh, look at this place. And right now we're in the middle of hosting a 5-week tournament where it's attracting bowlers from 7 different southeastern states. So we're getting a lot of people from out of state that are coming in, and they're seeing this facility for the first time, and they're bowlers who are used to seeing other bowling centers, and they're just absolutely blown away, because not only do we have all these things going on, but the facility itself is just magnificent.
And share where you're located.
We're in Mooresville, off of exit 36, but not exactly, it's not like you're going to pull off of 36 and see us. You got to go west on 36 for a little bit, up to Bluefield Road, which is Williamson Bluefield Road. And then we're just down the street from that, kind of between the Target and the BJ's in Mooresville. A lot of people are familiar with the
Yes.
Target shopping
Yeah.
center. So that's where we're at. We're right there. And it is easy to get to, but you kind of have to know where you're going to
Right.
find us.
And you talked about the bowling tournament. Share a little bit more about what you've got going on there.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about this when I was on the show a couple weeks ago, but in 2027, we are hosting what's called the USBC, that's the United States Bowling Congress, Women's Open Championship.
Wow.
What that is, it's a national tournament. It moves around every year. It goes from Vegas to Reno to an independent center, Vegas to Reno, an independent center. So every third year, it's outside of Vegas and Reno. And we have it. We bid on it. Well, we didn't really bid on it. They kind of came to us and said, would you be willing to host this tournament in 2027? And that was in 2019. And at that time, I said, "Oh, sure, we'll host it, no problem." And I didn't really realize what I was getting into, because this event, and you have to wrap your brain around this. This event attracts 20,000
Wow.
bowlers, 20,000 bowlers, women bowlers, and their guests that they travel with. They'll be coming here from the first week of April to the end of July, 7 days a week, from 7 in the morning until noon, or 7 in the morning till midnight. They'll be bowling here 7 days a week, 20,000 bowlers. It's going to kick off with the International Collegiate Tournament, which is a week-long collegiate event. That'll culminate with the finals on national television, and somewhere in the middle of the 100-day run, they'll throw in the PWBA Queens tournament, which is the professional women bowlers, and it's their equivalent of like a Masters or the U.S. Open. So that will happen for 1 week, and that's nationally televised. So all of that's going to be going on from the 1st of April until the end of July. The economic impact, and they know this from history, from being in other cities, the economic impact to the Lake Norman area is going to be about $25 million.
Wow. Wow.
It'll generate 60,000 room nights for the hotels, for the local hotels, and the restaurants and all the tourist attractions and all. They're just going to do extremely well, because the thing about this tournament, it's an amateur tournament, and it goes for these 100 days. And the women that bowl this event, they treat it as their vacation. They do it every year. They travel every year. They look forward to traveling every year. And what we discovered, they're in Vegas this year, and I was out there for the opening ceremonies. And when they announced that it's going to be in Charlotte, in the Charlotte area next year, when they announced that it's going to be in Charlotte, the people went crazy. The women went crazy, because they want to come to the East. They want to go to an area they've never been before. However, they did come here in 2007. The same event was here. It was in Charlotte in 2007. So it's been 20 years, but the women are very, very excited. The USBC called me a couple of weeks ago, and they said, "Hey, could you extend the tournament 2 more weeks? Because the response we're getting is overwhelming. We're getting more entries than we anticipated, and we need to add a couple weeks." So it's
That's phenomenal. So, and again, what you have there though is a true entertainment facility for the whole family.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are, you can't emphasize family enough. Even though we have live comedy, but it's clean comedy, and the comedians are instructed, beforehand, hey, this is PG-13, you got to keep it that way. And some of them struggle with that, but most of them are good, because the Comedy Zone tends to book people that do clean comedy. So that works. The bands, it's the same thing with the bands. You got to keep it family appropriate. That was a decision we made. I've been here 14 years, and that was a decision we made when I came here, that we were going to intentionally be family friendly and family appropriate, because I believe you can't be all things to all people. I had people, saying, "Oh, do X-rated comedy, or do karaoke and this and that," and just things that were not necessarily family appropriate. Put on the UFC fights and those sorts of things, and it's like, No, we choose not to do that. We
Right.
choose to be a place where the parents can feel comfortable dropping their kids off if they want, or just being here knowing that it's going to be a safe environment for them.
And Paul, I just recently got a chance to meet you on the show, but I found out not only are you a professional bowler, you also had a professional baseball career.
Yeah, and I think using the term career maybe loosely, but yeah, a couple years in the minor leagues before I got injured. I had a rotator cuff injury, which I think I actually always had. I think I had it probably in high school, and I just played through it. But when it got to be at that level, it was really tough to deal with that kind of an injury. But yeah, I signed with the Baltimore Orioles and played a couple years in the minors. And it was interesting having that conversation with the guys from the baseball team the other day, because that as you grew up and you were always the best, at whatever
Yeah.
level you were playing, and then you get into the professional level and you realize, oh wow, every person here was the best, and so I'm just another player.
And we had you on the show with the Lake Norman Harbor Hippos, who are now in the throes of their season. So they're doing some good stuff down there. So if somebody's looking for something to do this weekend, maybe during the weekday, why should they consider Victory Lanes?
Well, again, it's a place where you can go, and there's a lot to do. I didn't mention the food. I mean, we have a phenomenal menu with great food. Another thing that most people would not expect from a bowling center, but we have a tremendous menu and really, really good food. A lot of variety and options, so you can come have something to eat. We have a program in the summer where the kids get one game of bowling free all summer long, and the parents can bowl at a discounted price. And it's very interesting to see the parents bring the kids, and the parents sit there and they have a glass of wine or a beer and have something to eat while the kids are bowling. And there's just so many things that they can do. They go from the bowling to the miniature golf to the arcade to to play some pool or whatever.
Yeah.
So weekdays are really, really good. Even weekday evenings in the summertime are great because we're not full with leagues in the summertime. I will caution anybody that might see this before this weekend. This weekend is the final week of that Southeastern tournament, and we will be completely full with the tournament from 8 in the morning until about 5 in the evening, both Saturday and Sunday. But after 5 o'clock on the weekend is good.
Paul, you had a chance to go to the recent the legislative luncheon we had with Senator Tillis. Did you have a perspective on his comments the other day?
I was very impressed with him, and the little bit that you see on TV and the news clips once in a while and some of the sound bites, you don't really get to know or get a feel for what that person might really be like.
Right.
But it was great to see him in that environment where he could be himself and he could just kind of really say what was on his mind, and he never is one to hold back. So it was very good. And I walked away from that thinking, he's going to get out of politics, he says, which is, I think, too bad, because I think we need people like him in Washington.
Well, we appreciate your involvement in the Chamber of Commerce and particularly coming on today and sharing a little bit more about what Victory Lanes has to offer for the families and businesses of Lake Norman. We want to thank Joe Vagnone, who's the presenting sponsor of Around the Lake, a local business broker. Paul, hopefully we're going to see you around at one of the upcoming Chamber of Commerce events. And again, thank you for bringing entertainment to Lake Norman.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for all you do.
Yes, sir.